Thank you for being with us here on WTOL.com. We want to get to some of the top stories of the day for you, but first, your WTOL 11 forecast. Meteorologist Kaylee Bowers is standing by. Kaylee, Washington local has closed school tomorrow. Springfield is on a 2-hour delay. It is really cold out there, and you all have just issued an alert day for tomorrow, right?
Amanda, that's exactly right. That alert day in effect for tomorrow. We're dealing with snow. We're dealing with blowing snow and also some extremely cold temperatures. So we're forecasting around 1 inch of snow for tomorrow morning before daybreak, but the big concern also will be this blowing snow as we're still tracking some gusty winds around 20 to 25 miles an hour that could cause some limited visibility from that snow we'll be seeing in the morning, but also dealing with another day with extremely cold temperatures. We're going to highlight all this coming up, but first let's talk about these temperatures we're seeing here this afternoon and this evening. All across the area, we're in the single digits, the negatives, the low teens in some places, in the 20s, but factor in that wind chill, it feels like -2 right now in Toledo. But looking at the bigger picture, a good portion of the country dealing with widespread snow showers, and eventually we'll be seeing some snow overnight into tomorrow morning. But look at these watches, warnings, and advisories. That does include us here in Northwest Ohio and Southeast Michigan, as some of us already under a wind chill advisory in effect until 11 o'clock Wednesday morning, as we're seeing those extremely cold temperatures. So looking at your hour-by-hour forecast for the rest of the evening, two things I want you to see. That white number is the actual air temperature. That blue number are those feels like temperatures. So overnight tonight, we'll see those feels like temperatures dip back down into the negatives. I'm talking -15 to almost -20 degrees in some places. Here comes that snow overnight into tomorrow morning. A lot of this will be done by the time we are waking up tomorrow morning, but that's why we have that alert day, because of that snow, but also because of that blowing snow and these extremely cold temperatures. Tomorrow afternoon, seeing temperatures very similar to today in the single digits and also in the low teens. So I mentioned those gusty winds as well. We're going to be seeing those wind gusts overnight into tomorrow morning around 15, 20, even 25 miles an hour, especially as the sun will be coming up. Those winds will start to pick up throughout the morning and eventually throughout the afternoon. But we mentioned that chance for snow. How much snow will we be seeing? Again, most of us will be seeing around 3/4 of an inch to almost 1 inch of snow by tomorrow morning. But as we go on throughout the later morning, most of that will be done. If you see any of it falling from the sky, more than likely it is that blowing snow. So again, we have issued that alert day for tomorrow for that chance for snow in the morning, blowing snow, and these extremely cold temperatures. If you don't need to be outside, please don't. This includes your pets as well. Still seeing some cold temperatures Wednesday, Thursday, and also into Friday. Highs at least back in the double digits, but still about 10, 15 degrees below average. Wednesday we're around 20. Still seeing mostly cloudy skies, and we're tracking another system bringing us snow Thursday and Friday. A high of 21 on Thursday, a high of 18 on Friday. That's looking at your forecast.
Kaylee, thank you. An update now to breaking news we've been following since shots rang out in West Toledo yesterday. Toledo police should be releasing additional information this week after an officer shot and killed a homicide suspect. Here's what police are saying today. The investigation began at 6:10 Sunday morning. That's when police responded to a home in the 900 block of Bern. 33-year-old Albert Alderman Jr. says he found Kelsey Barnier dead. Detectives didn't spot any signs of trauma on the 29-year-old's body, but an autopsy by the Lucas County Coroner's Office determined she had been strangled. TPD says Alderman first agreed to meet with investigators, then changed his mind. Around 3 yesterday afternoon, the SWAT team spotted Alderman's vehicle. Police say he opened the door, but ended up driving away. Officers chased him through neighborhoods near Dorr and Richards. Before TPD reports, Alderman pointed a handgun out his window. One officer fired his rifle before TPD says Alderman stopped, got out, and pointed a gun toward police.
I heard the gunshots. I was in the living room, oddly enough, watching cops. And I came outside and I seen all the cops down there, and then I seen the body laying in the road there. Not normal at all. Not normal at all. This is a pretty quiet neighborhood here.
Now we're told 4 officers shot Alderman, killing him, all are on paid administrative leave, which is standard practice. The department will release body cam, dash cam, and additional information at a news conference that has yet to be scheduled. We've also learned Alderman was convicted of negligent assault. Court records show he threatened to kill his girlfriend last year. A judge found him guilty and sentenced him to 60 days at CCNO and a year of probation. Breaking news overnight, one man is dead after a fire in West Toledo. Firefighters found the man's body inside a home on Sunset Boulevard, just north of Detroit and I-75. Investigators tell WTOL 11 crews quickly contained the flames, but found the man dead inside. Firefighters on the scene said the man had some medical conditions. His name or cause of death, though, has not yet been released. Owners of a local business that burned down over the weekend are now thanking the firefighters, who they say did all they could. Crews from several agencies battled flames at Barkin Lounge in Lake Township early yesterday morning. Firefighters quickly pulled 2 adults and at least 10 dogs from inside. Investigators say they believe a space heater accidentally sparked the blaze. The family who owns the dog boarding business says it's still trying to process what happened. Owners say, quote, "We appreciate everyone's support and prayers. This is all extremely devastating and heartbreaking for not only us, but our awesome community of friends we've made over the years here. We had clients that were more like family members than really clients, and it hurts not to know when we could be up and running, if we ever even could rebuild." That's all in the air right now. Today marks the birthday of Martin Luther King Jr. The civil rights icon would have been 95 years old. On this national holiday, everyone is encouraged to give back and volunteer. President Joe Biden visited Philadelphia, where he helped support people who are food insecure. Vice President Kamala Harris is in South Carolina today for a keynote address at an NAACP event. And back here at home, we are also honoring the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The University of Toledo hosted a unity celebration sharing his message. Speakers included an influential organizer, independent journalist, producer, and scholar activist, as well as the founder and creative director of Midwest Kids Incorporated. There were also performances, music, and messages from guests during the event.
Today, as we celebrate, let us reflect and let us think of how Dr. Martin Luther King, in many speeches, spoke of nonviolence, spoke of civil rights, spoke of all of us working together, living together, loving one another.
The virtual discussion today aimed to inspire reflection and engagement. And Los Salem Church held its annual Martin Luther King Day celebration mass. Reverend Harvey Savage has held this service since the early 70s, and even though it was 1 degree this morning, the church was rocking. The guest speaker was Marquisa Horton from Corinth Baptist Church, celebrating the life of Martin Luther King Jr. The hope is to pass this history and legacy to the young people and change the way they treat each other.
I don't think Martin would be happy today to see our young people, the way the violence, killing one another and all that, not getting their educations and whatnot. I don't think he would be happy with the current the world as of today. You know.
The march around Savage Park was canceled because of the frigid temperatures, but there was still a meal at the Kitchen for the Poor after the service. History was made last night at Ford Field in Detroit. The Lions won their first playoff game since January of 1992. Chase Bachman was at the game Sunday night. He joins us now with more. Chase?
Amanda, that's right. The Lions are in brand new territory, hosting and winning a playoff game for the first time in more than 30 years. The Lions did it by beating the Rams 24-23, and this is only their second playoff win since 1957. Former Rams quarterback Jared Goff helped lead the way on offense. The team scored on their first 3 offensive possessions, and the defense made just enough plays to hold on to that lead. Detroit also had the added storylines of beating their former quarterback Matt Stafford. As you can imagine, the fans made things very loud at Ford Field Sunday night, and head coach Dan Campbell noticed.
That is arguably the best environment I've ever been in. That was absolutely electric. And I think what's crazy is I was coming down for pregame warm-up, and you could just feel it. It was humming. The building was humming. And I swear you could feel the electricity down the tunnel from where I was coming down. And it only just grew from there. So Man, our fans showed up in a big way. That was clearly, and I thought, man, for 2 years now, that building's been rocking. It was different today. That was a whole nother level.
The Lions now move on to the divisional round, where they'll play the winner of the Eagles and the Bucks. We'll have more from Detroit's win coming up later tonight. But for now, that'll do it for sports. Reporting live in studio tonight, Chase Bachman, WTOL 11.
All right, Chase, thank you. Well, the temperatures outside are pretty cold. There are some hot deals for meals in Seneca County this week. John Monk has more.
Monday marked the opening of the first ever Seneca County Restaurant Week. As local leaders have wanted to promote a Tiffin Restaurant Week for years, the final idea was to extend to any eatery willing to participate throughout the county.
It only makes sense, and with the weather that happened this week, it's perfect timing because a lot of people otherwise might not come out. But since we have these specials, I think we'll do all right.
In total, 21 businesses are participating, offering a variety of menu options at a set price point, like at Bench Warmers, which is offering a $25 menu with a $5 gift card for a return trip. Owner Ryan Tittle hopes the week can get former patrons back or even bring in new patrons from across the community.
It's a way for all of us to get together, kind of spread the word throughout the community of different restaurants in the area and not just go into your typical one, you try out different things.
And for so many smaller businesses, pooling together with other local businesses for this single promotion helps spread the word about all of the culinary variety people can choose from.
They can see these menus, they can go to, really one-stop website to do this, that we make it easy for people who want to come our way and really support these 21 different eateries.
You can find a full list of all 21 participating restaurants during Seneca County Restaurant Week on our website or free news app. Reporting from Tiffin, I'm John Monk, WTOL 11.
Powerful winds during Friday and Saturday storms pushed water away from Lake Erie's western basin. That lowered water levels as much as 9 feet in some areas, which ended up revealing something interesting. The photos circulating on social media have some people talking about a potential shipwreck on the lake floor near Oregon. So we caught up with the National Museum of the Great Lakes Director of Archaeology and Research to get some answers.
From the photos that I looked at last night, and there was just a couple, I saw a lot of straight lines, which to me says more maybe pier dockage than ship. That doesn't mean it isn't a ship. It just means that that's my first impression. It would be kind of cool if it was still exposed today so I could take a better look at it, but unfortunately the water's moved back in.
Now, researchers say they hope to return to the site during warmer weather to do additional research. Well, thanks for joining us. Look for more news and weather online coming up at 5, and be sure to tune in to WTOL 11 News later tonight at 11 p.m.